let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Emily for sitting with me today, too. Emily Brooks.
It's beautiful. Have the music and have musicians. And here we are on our second Sunday of our summer series using this wonderful booklet. Living Abundantly, Embrace Your Unlimited Good. Now, we did receive a fabulous box of booklets this week. I was so excited I opened the box and I go, this is 5 principles. It's not Living Abundantly, although we got a bill from Unity for Living Abundantly booklets. So we'll call them tomorrow and we'll find out what in divine order that's all about. We will get more copies of these, but it's life, isn't it? But you can, in our newsletter, there's a link to digitally download a copy of this into your smart device, tablet, or computer. So that's also available. Love is a great topic to talk about, and today the title is Above All, Love. Now, we love the Bible. We love turning to the Bible and seeing what wisdom it has for us. This quote is 1 John chapter 4, verse 8. It is clear as clear. He who does not love does not know God. For God is love. In my own life, one of my most cherished words for God is love. God is a big word, but so is love. And that's why it fits, because as we can identify love, then we are aligning ourselves with God. Is it easy? Sometimes. Is it hard? Sometimes. But it is our destiny. It is, as true students in Unity, we awaken to the truth when the light turns on and we go, that's true. God is love. Martha Smock is a woman in Unity that continues to inspire me quite deeply. She's written several books. She was the head of Daily Word for many, many years. She says, people have all kinds of needs. Health needs, financial needs, emotional needs, but the universal need of all is the need to be loved and to express love. We need air. We need air to breathe. We need good water, clear water to drink. We need food. And we need love. We need connection. We need to identify with our tribe. We need to feel connection and belonging, to be heard, to be acknowledged, and to be appreciated. To be loved requires us to express love, to be loving. And it's easy to love what we already love, isn't it? It's very easy to love what we already love. How is it when we're faced in a situation where we're needing to breathe into that love when we've, in the past, had a lot of judgment, a lot of pain, a lot of strife? Now, this could be towards a boss or a family member or a political leader. but it's ours to see the love. And one of the best ways to see the love in another is to see God in another. See the God in their eyes. See the God all around them, almost like we're clothing them in an aura of Godness. We all have divine light and love within us. It's part of being alive. And it's not just human beings, it's the trees and the animals and the planet itself. We have all kinds of needs, and we need to love and be loved. Turning back to Scripture, this is a letter from Paul in Colossians chapter 3:14. Above all, clothe yourself with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. I love this metaphor because what are clothes? It's what we choose to wear. And then we go out in the world wearing those clothes. So whatever you're wearing right now, it's what you chose to wear today. Well, what if you chose to clothe yourself with love and then embrace the world wearing love? How does that change how we perceive the world? If we're wearing purple today, like I am, then I'm radiating purple. But if I'm clothed with divine love and looking to each person in love, it's an activity we can choose to take part in any time we choose. So when you get up in the morning, clothe yourself in love. And then put some clothes on too. Thomas à Kempis, Dutch-German priest, 1300s, lived 92 years. A Catholic priest and a great writer. He actually wrote a book called The Imitation of Christ that was translated into many different languages and was touted as one of the most important Christian devotional writings. He impacted the people who have impacted our lives. Thomas Merton and Ignatius Loyola. So many people have been touched by his simple, profound words. Let us look to see this and see if it can touch our life. Nothing is sweeter than love. Nothing fuller and nothing better in heaven or earth. For love is born of God and cannot rest except in God, who is created above all things. I don't know if you've noticed that a lot of the pictures we're seeing are from drone images, getting that perspective from above. It's something that when we get high enough or just above enough, we can see it all. God, in this way, is above and within at the same time. And nothing is sweeter than love. Nothing in our life can come to a crescendo like love does. Think about your relationship that have the sweetest energy. where you experience joy and happiness and peace. It might be with a sibling, a spouse, your children, your grandchildren, your nieces and nephews. It might be a best friend. It might be a neighbor. It might be your dog or your cat. Love is so sweet, and it's around us in so many ways. We're truly blessed. Now, this series that we're doing this summer is in alignment with this Living Abundantly booklet. Now, today's writing was written by Reverend Kelly Isola. She's a great gal. I know her. I'm looking forward to seeing her at convention this year. And in her writing here, she talks about her journey of caring for her husband who died, which is a loving act. And this is also printed in your bulletin. But let's hear these words. Whatever life brings my way, I experience an ever-increasing desire and yearning to love in greater ways. I've learned that every betrayal, every suffering and humiliation, in the name of love, new openings and channels are being etched into my heart. New pathways being carved so that I might experience an ever-deepening love that has no words. New cracks have been created so that the mystery of life and love can enter and exit moment by moment. Like our breath. Breathing in and breathing out, we are moment by moment connecting with ourselves and the outer world. Inhale, ourself. Exhale, the outer world. And when our life experience, much as the mystery of how we connect with God and love, is a moment-by-moment experience. Because we also have human experience. We also live in the world. We live in relationships. And one thing we know about relationships is we have experiences that grow us, that nurture us and support us, that challenge us and enrich us. Yes? And the most important relationships in our lives are the ones that have the greatest fruit for healing, the greatest fruit for wholeness. One of my greatest teachers on planet Earth has been my brother. Some of my greatest challenge has been with my brother. And thank God I've come to a place where I have a loving, compassionate relationship with my brother where we can listen to each other. Now, he's the only one living in California, my family anymore. But he lives in the wine country. And he's discovered that he loves to sail. So he bought a huge sailboat and he goes sailing all the time because he's immersed in what he loves to do in the world. We're blessed when we can find what we love to do in the world. It's beautiful. So let's turn back to the wisdom of Martha Smock, because here she says, to love one another is to behold God in one another. To see beyond the little self to the greatness that is always trying to break through. So this is our And some of the most difficult work we do is clothing ourselves with love and then walking through the difficult relationships where we can find acceptance and forgiveness. If we start in God, if we start in divine love, anything's possible. If we start in fear and judgment, chances are we're going to get more fear and judgment. If we start in love and possibility, in oneness, there's a possibility that when they speak, I'm actually going to be able to hear it. Because I'm not guarding myself. Not ready to volley some more ammunition. We're at a very, very exciting time in our evolution as human beings. We're approaching a crescendo where we can choose to decide to continue to do it the same way, where if you don't give me everything I want, I'm going to kill you. It's worked for millennia. But consciousness is already changing. And when we can see love in another, we can see God in another. And we can let our attachment to the small human self move aside and something much bigger, much freer, much more whole can come forward. This is what I've experienced in those relationships that used to be very challenging. And they become partners in wholeness. Now, does that mean I can't get upset? No. I get upset just like anybody else. Why did that child of God just cut me off? Although when I'm experiencing it, my first thought isn't, why is that child of God? It's some other words, but I won't say that on Sunday. But there's the possibility that I can go driving down the road and rather than spin off on a judgment, I can say, wow, they really need to get someplace fast. I bless you. Get there safely. Huge different reaction than knee-jerk reaction in fear. Reverend Charles Roth, a powerful union minister, has written some powerful books. This really brings some light to this. Love shines through your hands as healing touch. This can be the way we put our hand on someone's shoulder or reach out and give a hand. Love can shine because our hands are one of the greatest tools we have to share love. It shines through our eyes as understanding and faith, rather than shining through our eyes with judgment and criticism. If we can see with understanding and faith, we see the world differently. When you put on really dark sunglasses, it changes how you see. When you put on the inner glasses of understanding and faith, you see the world differently. And it shines through your smile as a wordless message saying, I love you, I behold the Christ in you. From a smile. Turn to someone and say, smile, and say, I love you. I behold the Christ in you. I love you. I behold the Christ in you. This is powerful because so much is conveyed by the nonverbal, by a smile, by a wave, by our body language, by how we hold our head. It's much more powerful than the words we say. I've had a practice that as I'm walking, I literally wave, smile and wave to every car that passes me. So I've been doing this for months, and now the cars, as they're approaching me, if they've already encountered this, they start waving to me before I've even raised my hand, because we've got a relationship. This is why I believe everyone in this community is so warm and friendly. That's just my experience. Everyone here is warm and friendly. They've got an aloha spirit and they don't even know it. They got howdy spirit. And that's what I love being here. It's because I am a more loving person just by being in Texas. Are you? Are you ready to clothe yourself in love? To try on love for size and smile. And when you smile, say, I love you. I behold the Christ in you. And that's living abundantly, knowing that above all, love. Thank you.
Step out on the water, release your faith. Every step is stronger. Step out on the water.